Welcome back to SBJ Academy. Today we are going to start another chapter, Bill of Exchange. What is Bill of Exchange and what are the accounting treatment of Bill of Exchange? Before going to the accounting part, I am just giving an introduction about the Bill of Exchange. What is Bill of Exchange? In the earlier period in India, the traders are used hundis. Hundi means an instrument written in regional language for safeguarding the credit. But the hundis have no legal existence because there is no law governing the hundis. So in 1881, the Union government has passed an act, Negotiable Instrument Act. The Negotiable Instrument Act came into existence on 1881. So under the Negotiable Instrument Act, three instruments are the negotiable instruments. The first one is we are using every day, that is check. The second one is promissory note and the third one is bill of exchange. These are the three negotiable instruments as per the Negotiable Instrument Act. So we know what is check and promissory note and everything. Then what is bill of exchange? What is the need of bill of exchange in business? Actually, this bill of exchange is only an instrument for safeguarding the credit facility. Most of the trading activities are through credit only. The transactions under cash purchase may be very less. The manufacturers or wholesalers may sell their goods to their customers on credit basis because for promoting the sales and for retaining the customers. All these customers are wholesalers or retailers. So the manufacturers or suppliers will allot a credit facility to these merchants. When a merchant is selling goods to another merchant on credit, is there any security for the transaction? Suppose A and B are the two parties. A selling goods to B for 50 lakhs. It is under credit sales for 60 days time. As far as concerned with A, is there any security for the transaction? There is no such security. If the B failed to pay the amount after 16 days, what is the legal remedy in the hands of Mr. A, seller? So for safeguarding the seller side, the seller will make a document. In that document, both the parties will sign, the period will be mentioned, the amount will be mentioned, and all other terms will be mentioned. Actually, this is bill of exchange. Then see how this bill of exchange comes to our business transaction. Suppose we can take an example. A and B are two parties. A selling goods to B. Here A is the seller, B is the buyer. A has to receive money from B. So the bill of exchange will be prepared by the seller. Here in this case, A will prepare the bill of exchange. A will prepare the bill of exchange and hand over it to B for his signature and acceptance. So when A prepares the bill, he can be called drawer. So who is a drawer? A drawer is a person, one who makes the bill. In this case, A made the bill. So A is the drawer. It is handed over to B for acceptance and signature. When B puts his signature by accepting the terms, that process is called acceptance. After accepting the bill, the B can be named as drawee. Then who is a drawee? A drawee is a person, one who accepts the bill. After signing the bill by accepting all the conditions, the B drawee will return the bill to A, drawer, for his safe custody because A has to receive money. If the bill is drawn for 30 days, 60 days or 90 days, whatever the period, on the due date, the drawer A has to get money from B. So who is getting money on the due date? That person is called payee. So who is a payee? A payee is a person, one who gets money on the maturity date of the bill. In this case, A is the payee, he has to get money. So in most of the cases, the drawer and the payee will be the same person. The drawer is the creditor, the drawee is the debtor. The creditor, drawer will be the payee in most of the cases. Some cases the payee will not be the maker because negotiable instruments are transferable. So this bill can be transferred to one of his creditor. Here A has to get money from B. If the B has a credit with C for 10 lakhs, he can hand over this bill to C as security because on the maturity date B will make the payment of the bill. So the drawer A can endorse the bill to one of his creditor as security. So the bill is transferable. In this case, on the maturity date, the A will not be the payee. The payee will be C because he is getting money on the maturity date from B. So in short, the bill of exchange will be born from a credit sales, not from cash sales. Then what is the definition of bill of exchange under Negotiable Instrument Act? Just I am introducing the definition as per section 5 of the Negotiable Instrument Act 1881. A bill of exchange is an instrument in writing containing an unconditional order signed by the maker directing a certain person to pay a certain sum of money only to or to the order or to the bearer of the instrument. So some salient features are also in the definition itself. It should be in writing, it should contain an unconditional order, it should be a specific amount, it should be a valid date, it should have a valid stamp and everything. And we have seen who is a drawer, who is a drawee and who is payee. Now come to the accounting part. What are the entries we will pass in the books of account? It is the very easiest way to study the accounting transactions. We have to line up the transaction. What is happening first? That we have to analyze first. Already we studied this bill of exchange is born from a credit transaction. When we are selling goods to somebody on credit, at that time we will prepare the bill. So the first instance of transaction is a credit sales. That we have to record first. What is the journal entry for credit sales? Debtor or customer account debtor to sales. This is the first transaction. So let's see the accounting part of the bill of exchange. The accounting part is in both the books. The one book is the one side drawer is there, on the another side drawing is there. Both are separate entities. So what are the accounting entries in the books of drawer and what are the accounting entries in the books of the drawing? That we have to study. Before that, we have to analyze the sequence of transactions. What is happening first in the books of the drawer and in the books of the drawing? The bill of exchange is born from a credit transaction. We already studied. This is the first transaction. A credit sales to a customer. So that we can record in the books of the drawer. As far as concerned with the drawer, it is sales. So record the credit sales first. What is the entry for credit sales? Debtor or customer account debtor to sales. This is in the books of the drawer. We can classify in two sides. On the one side, drawer and another side, drawer. The creditor side and debtor side. The credit sales on the side of the drawer will be debtor or customer account debtor to sales. The same will be on the side of the drawee will be purchase because he is purchasing the goods. So in the books of the drawee, that transaction will be purchase account debtor to creditor or supplier. So the first transaction is completed. After the sales, the seller is preparing the bill and handing over it to buyer for acceptance. After acceptance, the bill is coming back to seller, drawer. At that time, we have to pass one entry. Now, the bill is instead of the payment. So, the bill receivable is an asset. All receivables are assets. So, the bill receivable is also an asset It is receiving instead of the cash. So we can debit the asset account, bill receivable account debtor. 2. Where we will credit to the giver. Who is the giver here? The drawee. Drawee is the giver. So credit to the drawee account or customer account. Bills receivable account debtor to drawee. Now see, first we have debited the drawee or customer. Now we have credited the drawee or customer. One side debit and one side credit. Now this account is closed. So the debtor account is converted to bill receivable account. An asset is changed by another asset. So in the books of the drawer, the entry will be bills receivable account debtor to drawee for customer. In the books of the drawee, he given his consent to make the payment. So as far as concerned him, it is a liability. All liabilities are to be credited. So the liability on bill is called bills payable. So the bills payable can be credited. Then where we will debit? We will debit the drawer or supplier because we have to give money to them. Instead of money, we have given a bill. So in the books of the drawee, when the bill is accepted, the entry will be drawer or supplier account debtor to bills payable. Now the drawer or supplier account is closed. A liability, a creditor account is closed, but another liability, bills payable, created. The third will be at the time of maturity. Now the bill is with the drawer. On the maturity date, he has to get money. So the third stage will be receiving money on due date. So when we are getting money on the due date, that bill of exchange will be cancelled. By cancelling the bill of exchange or by returning the bill of exchange, we are getting money. So one asset is closed by another asset. At the due date, the drawer will get money from the drawee. So cash or bank account debtor, debit what comes in, either in cash or through bank, we will get the money. So debit, cash or bank, credit to where we will credit, the bill is closed. So bill receivable account is now showing the debit balance. We are receiving money on that bill receivable. So that bill receivable account we have to close. For closing an asset account, what we should do? Give an equal credit. Now that asset account will be closed. So debit, cash or bank and credit to bill receivable. This is in the books of the drawer. Now we got money. That bill is cancelled. So first we made the sales. On second stage we got the bill. That customer account is closed. On the third stage we got the money on the maturity date and that bill account is also closed. In the books of the drawee, on the maturity date he is making the payments. So when he is making the payment, his liability is discharged. So his liability is coming down. Liability decrease must be debited. Here bills payable liability is decreased. So we have to debit on bills payable account debtor. 2. Made the payment either in cash or through bank. So in the books of the drawee, the entry will be bills payable account debtor to cash or bank. These are the three transactions in the books of the drawer and in the books of the drawee. Then what are the next stages? Sometimes this bill can be discounted with the bank. Sometimes this bill can be endorsed to another person. And sometimes this bill can be renewed on the due date. These are the another three occasions. And on the due date, the bill may be returned. That is the another stage. That all these three stages, the discounting, endorsement, dishonor of bill, renewal of the bill, that we can study on the next class. If you really like the video, please like and share the video and please subscribe my channel, enable the bell icon. You will get all important notifications of future classes. The depreciation, single system, relevance and rates, financial statements. Everything we will complete. Already we have uploaded so many videos regarding the fundamentals of bookkeeping, transactions, subsidiary books, cash book, three types of cash books, petty cash book, purchase book, and sales book, everything. Go to playlist. All the videos are available. We can meet on next class. Bye.